The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett could have had anything. A fleet of jets, private islands, custom yachts, glass mansions overlooking both oceans. And yet, he chose something most billionaires do not: simplicity. He still lives in the house he bought in 1958. Back then, it cost him $31,500. Today, he is worth more than $100 billion. Yet he wakes up in that same modest Omaha home. No staff, no gold gates, just bricks and habits. He could have moved to Beverly Hills, to Manhattan's skyline, to any mansion in any country. But he didn't, because he once said, "It would drive me crazy to have 10 homes." He doesn't see wealth as a stage. He sees it as a tool, and tools are useless when they control you. For years, Buffett drove a used Cadillac, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. His car wasn't a status symbol. It was just a way to get to work. He did not chase image. He chased value. He bought his first private jet only at 76 years old, and even then, he named it the Indefensible, as if to mock the extravagance, because he understood something most people do not: that living below your means is not about sacrifice. It is about freedom. The less you need, the more you own your time. Every morning, Warren Buffett buys breakfast at McDonald's. Not a catered meal, not a personal chef, a drive-through. He decides what to order based on how the market is doing. If the Dow is down, he picks the cheaper meal, $2.61. If the market is flat, he might go for the $2.95 combo. On good days, he splurges with the $3.17 breakfast. He counts out exact change from a cup in his car. The richest man on Wall Street, choosing his meal based on stock prices and spare coins. That is not stinginess. That is mindfulness. That is a ritual tied to financial discipline, because how you do the small things reflects how you will handle the big ones. He does not own Rolex watches. He does not wear tailored Italian suits. He does not fly to Paris for lunch. Buffett wears basic business attire. He uses a flip phone. He does not care about logos or designer brands, because he knows that spending to impress is the fastest way to become a prisoner to perception. He once said, "If you buy things you don't need, soon you'll sell things you do." Wealth, for him, was never about display. It was about durability. Even as a teenager, Buffett was different. While other kids bought candy, he saved 35% of his income from delivering newspapers. He recorded every penny in handwritten notebooks. He studied interest rates before he studied girls. He bought a pinball machine with his savings, placed it in a barbershop, and used the income to buy more machines. By 17, he was making more than most teachers. But he did not spend it on cars or parties. He reinvested. He compounded. And he repeated. Even now, he clips coupons. He splits checks. He tracks what others ignore. Because frugality is not a phase for him. It is a core value. It is a form of respect for money, for discipline, for time. Buffett lives rich, but not in stuff. He lives rich in freedom, in space to think, in time to read, in peace of mind. He does not chase upgrades. He buys what lasts. He measures value by utility, not by status. He understands that luxury does not equal happiness, that a 1,000-thread count sheet does not make your dreams sweeter, that a 7-figure car cannot steer you away from regret. "You can't buy time or peace with money," he once said. And so he doesn't try. Most people fail at frugality not because they cannot afford it, but because they cannot resist the image of success. They chase status instead of stability. They confuse spending with winning. They inflate their lifestyle every time their income rises. They buy bigger houses, fancier clothes, flashier toys, not because they need them, but because someone else has them. They try to keep up with neighbors, with coworkers, with strangers on the internet. And so they spend first and save what's left. Buffett does the opposite. He saves first and lives on what remains. And that is why his wealth compounds while theirs evaporates. He teaches that what works at $10 works at 10 million, that you do not become disciplined after you are rich. You become rich because you are disciplined. He says, you do not need to make money before you learn how to manage it. Because money magnifies habits, it does not change them. He tells young people to track every expense, even the small ones, to build habits early because habits do not break later, to resist the temptation to impress because ego is expensive, and approval is addicting. Warren Buffett could have retired decades ago, but he didn't, because he never saw work as punishment. He saw it as play. He still reads, he still thinks. He still writes letters to shareholders like they are his family. He still shows up. Because when you live below your means, you do not have to escape. You are not running from anything. You are not trapped by a paycheck or a lifestyle or an illusion. You are free to keep going, to keep creating, to keep becoming. Luxury, he teaches, is not freedom. It is often a new set of chains, new expectations, new maintenance, new pressure. The true power of living below your means is that it creates space, financial space, emotional space, mental space, space to breathe, to choose, to pivot. When everyone else is stretched thin, Buffett is patient. When others react, he thinks. When others splurge, he invests. And that is the difference. Wealth is not noise. It is calm. It is not urgency. It is clarity. It is not what you flaunt. It is what you protect. Living below your means is not about restriction. It is about release from comparison, from dependency, from fear. Because the richest man is not the one who spends the most. He is the one who needs the least. And that man, more often than not, walks quietly through a modest house in Omaha, carrying a McDonald's bag, counting coins, reading reports, thinking bigger than any billionaire who ever flashed their wealth. If you enjoyed this, I will share more content like this. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.